Alright guys, man, DeMar DeRozan, ever since he got traded for Kawhi Leonard, always had a false narrative around him. And I really always wonder why. Like, as a DeMar DeRozan fan, and I made a video last year talking about why he'll be forgotten. Literally, he can do all he can do. Get scoring titles and everything, but he will always be remembered for one thing. And that's when he went to San Antonio also. Because when he went to San Antonio, everybody's narrative around him was that he got worse in San Antonio and the Bulls just made him better. Which is kind of true and false, as there he averaged 22 points, which is not bad for him. And I mean, in general, he had a great year in San Antonio the 2 years he was there. And San Antonio not being a big market with a lot of key players, he kind of got a lot of disrespect. And I mean, I really never got why. Like, I get it if he wasn't at the best level, but he was not underperforming. And this team had young players that he had to build around. So really, I feel like his narrative was always shaped around it, and the choke moments against LeBron didn't help him. And I did a video, like I said before, a year ago, talking about this. And the narrative around Kawhi Leonard has changed, while DeMar DeRozan's narrative has changed too. He used to be a top 5 player before he was in San Antonio and went to a top 15. And many people thought DeMar DeRozan was washed. And I was one of the people who believed he still had at least 3 good seasons left in him. It's not that he was bad, but he was pretty good. And the thing that will always surround DeMar DeRozan was that Toronto Raptors trade, when they exactly that year won the championship right after they traded him. And you have to talk about that. Like, exactly the year later, they traded you and they actually won the championship. And it didn't help that they got eliminated by Denver, a lesser team, in the first round on the Game 7, where he kind of choked in some important moments. So that didn't help you out either. And really, that's where the questions began on, was DeMar DeRozan really a number one? And let's talk about when he went to Chicago. Many people had a false narrative that this was not going to work. How is this going to work? DeMar DeRozan with Zach LaVine. It's been working pretty good lately, I can tell. And I said they were going to be a good team. He's been averaging 26.8 points. This has been his best year since he was in 2017 at Toronto. That was the year before they were the number 1 seed, if y'all don't remember correctly. It has been his best season since then. And really, when you look how good he has been, it's not just because he's playing on a higher level team, but he has more time, has more ball handlers to get the ball than he had to. I feel like really in San Antonio, DeJounte Murray wasn't a Lonzo Ball or Kyle Lowry type of regular point guard. He was more of a defender, and that really kind of lowers down your player. Like, DeMar DeRozan is a type of system player, I hate saying that, but works what he makes best out of, which is mid-range shots, and he's been pretty good from 3-point this year in general on the 3 field goal percentage for 3-point. But again, his narrative really never changed until he got into Chicago. I mean, people again was calling him washed when he got there, and I always felt like that narrative needed to leave his name, because DeMar DeRozan had been one of the top 5 players if he was not in San Antonio and was still in Toronto. While the Clippers, the Lakers were doing all this stuff, DeMar DeRozan was putting up great numbers and was still getting not any All-Star evaluations. And I said this year, he better get an All-Star now. Like, the Bulls themselves would not be at this level without him. Like, I get Lonzo has been a great role player, but I don't see them being the way they are without DeMar DeRozan. Like, Lonzo is not, like I said before again, not a type of scorer. And that's in general. Him not being a lesser scorer is his problem. And with Zach LaVine, he's an all-around scorer. So giving him another scorer really worked out for the Bulls. If not, they would have been a mid-5th to 6th seeded team. And Shaq was right when he said the Bulls are contenders for the playoffs this year and are the still of the NBA free agency. And he was right. And we just have to admit that, because Shaq does make some boneheaded mistakes, but this one he was not wrong about, and everybody kind of looked at him differently. And right now where they were at last year, they were the 11th seed. With Nikola Vucevic and all, were the 11th seed last year without DeMar DeRozan. And they probably would have still been there if they did not get DeMar DeRozan. And I hate being factual with y'all, but if I'm being honest with y'all, look at the turnaround they had since they got DeMar DeRozan, and they have been a number 2 seeded team in the league. That's not bad, and they were right behind Brooklyn, and still are, the season they've been having. again, DeMar DeRozan really elevated this team to another level. I mean, and the Spurs aren't doing so bad without him, but really, that's not the story of this video because DeMar DeRozan finessed everybody to thinking that he was washed and really turned around his whole NBA career and proved everybody wrong. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Do you think the Chicago Bulls are a fluke this NBA season? And let me know what you guys think in the comments down below because, guys, I don't know. And, by the way, leave a comment and make sure y'all hit that like button. I'll be seeing y'all guys next time in the next video. Splash NBA guys signing out.